My name is Susan Cole. I'm the chairperson. My co-chair is Francis Curtis. We're lucky enough to have the full chairperson, the big honcho tonight, Tammy Meltzer. And Onesh James is our staff person, who you mostly have dealt with. So we're going to start tonight with the first application is the cannabis dispensary. But I want to just preface a couple of things. The community feels has no power in this. I just want to let you all know that right out front, that we are not any authority. We have always been advisory, even to the SLA, this is the liquor license committee. But they do listen to us. The Office of Cannabis Management is new. It's the state. And they really can't work their way out of their underwear, I must tell you. It is absolutely appalling. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but it's the truth. And when we ask them about enforcement and a variety of things, they can't really give us answers. And we all had sat through a first session with them, and then Tammy and Onesh went to the first training and were very disappointed. It's really a problem, and it's a problem for each of those community boards. And the only thing I can advise is we made an application and stipulations, and we've tried to keep them fairly strong. However, there's no monitoring. We don't know what the enforcement is going to be. They don't know what their staff is going to be. So our recommendation, I think, as a community board, and Peggy can correct me if I'm wrong, get your local officials at least on board and tell them if you're upset and you're concerned. Your assembly people, Congress has nothing to do with it. It's really the state and the city. Your council person, your assembly person, and your state senator, which for us is Brian Kavanaugh. And you've got to write letters, call up, torment them, pardon me. But it's the only way we're going to get some response, because there's really no, it's kind of a thoughtless program at this moment in time. So poor Nubia, stand up, kiddo, is our first applicant. You can sit there if you'd like.
Yeah.
Is our first applicant, and she, in all fairness, we're gonna bombard her a little bit tonight. She just got the application that we worked on last week. And so she hasn't filled it all out, and we'll ask her questions and she'll answer us. And then she'll fill it out, and it won't go to our full board till it's complete. But we have a lot of questions for her, and then you can all ask questions from the community. I'll limit you a little bit, but don't beat up on her too much, okay? This is her first time, and good luck, Nubia.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna let Francis, you want to start? And I think, why don't you give us your overview? How's that? Based on what you filled out or you didn't fill out, what it's gonna be.
What do you envision?
What's your vision? How's that? What is it gonna look like? And in addition to the hours, how are you gonna manage it?
Okay, so is a cannabis retail licensed by the state of New York. And we plan to have legal safe cannabis being sold out of dispensaries from tested farms all across New York. And that's also tested and licensed by the state. We plan to have a very welcoming environment, and we want as much support as we can from the community. And yes, so we hope that you guys welcome us in. And I know a lot of people have problems with the illegal stores, but we are not an illegal store. We have safe tested products that we will be selling. We will be open from the hours of 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. That Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12, and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Which, that's our suggested hours. I hope that the community agrees with it. And we plan to have, some of the farmers come to the store to do events to meet the public so they can see who's growing the marijuana and things like that. So we have a lot of things lined up.
Is that allowable under the current license, or do you have to get a separate license for that?
Well, right now, they were doing it as like temporary license. We can have like growers events. That's what we were planning, but
What
that's
kind of
all
events?
growers
Growers
events, yeah.
But you talk about that you will have live recorded DJs. How do you envision that in your store? And is that gonna be every night? What are you gonna do?
That was during the grand opening. Was to have a DJ during the daytime. It won't be into the nighttime hours. It would be like during the day, we are opening the store. It'd just be like for the first few days of grand opening.
Alright.
To where we'll have, the state and city, OTM officials come out and do our grand opening. Most stores, if you ever seen the grand opening, they have a DJ inside. The music isn't loud.
So
And it's not gonna be till the evening either. It's gonna be mostly during the day.
So you said the music isn't loud, you meant to check off no for subwoofer then, not yes, right?
Oh,
I'm asking you. 'Cause
yeah, I didn't wanna put no to subwoofer and then a DJ.
Well, because we can't have loud, so
Okay.
let's just do no for subwoofer.
Here, Darren.
Um,
Well, you're going to have, events during the year, right? What do you
It's
envision?
not.
How many events? We're very concerned about events always with our, restaurants and alcohol. We call them buyouts, and we limit them. So I want to understand what your vision is.
okay, we don't, that's what I was explaining a little bit in the beginning. We don't plan on having many of them, but we did want to have some events where the farmers come into the store and they're able to set up and sell their product. Like, I don't know if any of you ever seen it, but they have the farmers events going on right now where you can have them come to your space. That was our original plan, to have some of those during the year. I don't know if that's still gonna happen, but just to let you guys know, it's a possibility.
So what we're asking is, one of the things we do with the stipulation is the same kind of a thing that we do with liquors, with restaurants and bars. You need to tell us a number and stick to that number. You
Okay.
can always come back after review and
6 months, a year.
change, after 6
For a
months,
year.
a year really.
Mhm,
But you need to give us a number that you will hold to.
mhm,
And on the stipulation sheet, it would specifically say that there is no music, if you're telling me there is no music other than background music in the store except for the grand opening day. So all of those things would be things that we put on a stipulation you have to assign to,
mhm,
has to be notarized and agreed to.
mhm.
So these are the conversations that you need to think about when we're talking about these kinds of things is we're representing the community advocacy part. We're trying to be supportive of the legal businesses, which we hope will shut down the illegal businesses in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
But we also need to make sure that we all start off on the best footing possible.
Okay.
So if I were to be pushy,
Mhm.
I would say that we would limit you to maybe this first year to 4 or one every other month.
I mean, I think it depends upon the type of event. Like, we could kind of cut to the chase on some of it, because there's a lot of to be determined with regard to the music. So before we lock in on a number, Yeah.
Not just music.
And Francis wants to say something.
You have several things listed here in terms of type of products you're gonna be selling, other than cannabis. You have non-cannabis products, clothing, what is?
We can sell merchandise which has our name on it, which is like sweaters and t-shirts and things of that nature. And, non-cannabis, which I mean flour and oils, you can sell, wrapping paper, you can sell lighters, you can sell
Events.
anything that is affiliated with cannabis that's not actually cannabis.
Okay. I'm gonna let Mariama finish what she was.
This is
asking.
specifically with regard to the events,
Yeah.
not cutting to the chase on the resolution.
No.
So there's a bunch of stuff that's to be determined. So then, like our chair was saying, you need to tell us what the deal is gonna be. We only allow background music, so it shouldn't be like a party,
Okay,
Right.
so if we wanted like.
especially if it's gonna be till midnight, because there's residences around, schools, children, people that have to go to work. So we can't have it emanating outside of the venue. If you have particular soundproofing that keeps your noise inside, that it's background to the rest of us that are outside, that's fine. Okay, so you have checked off, you have live music, you have recording, you have DJ. They're all the same, as long as the music is kept to the right decibel, right? With the exception of the subwoofers. So we're gonna agree that nope, there's not gonna be any subwoofers, right? Okay, so then it says type of sound equipment to be determined. I mean, I guess that's okay with agreeing on the volume. And the number of speakers, you don't need to have too many if we're gonna keep the volume down. Then there's down here at the bottom, what type of exhaust system will be used? I think that's important too with regard to the events that you'll be having. So we need, I think, to try to come to a consensus on the answers to these questions before you tell us how many events per year you want to have, and we vote on that, right? Because we got to be agreeable to it also. So what type of exhaust, or what would be emanating? Are people gonna be smoking inside your business?
Well, right now, we do have, consumption attached, but we're not actually using it as consumption lounge. But with the licenses, we do have the ability to have consumption, but the city did not, give any regulation on consumption right now. But with the license, we do have, that.
Don't you have to apply for a separate license for on-site consumption
Not
lounges?
with this license.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. Normally, I don't focus that much on this, but because of the product and the possibility of consumption, I would think that the exhaust system and where we're going to vent to is maybe a little higher priority than a few other things that we might, like, for other businesses.
Agree.
We'll have a ventilation system, but right now, like I said, we do not have regulation on that. So that's not something I could tell you anytime soon, because OCM has to develop those regulations for on-site consumption.
So can I suggest that we agree to write in the stipulation that before anything like that begins, you come back here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Okay.
I think I might be done
And there
Susan,
has-
for now.
But there also has to be a whereas that says that they've agreed because OCM does not have rules. They cannot present their ventilation. You don't have the ventilation system plans
No,
or any of that.
to be determined.
Okay, so to be-
We have to do that without our contract, and I mean, I don't do the.
I understand, but for example, when a restaurateur comes for a liquor license, we can look at full plans,
Okay.
right? So that's, we look at plans, we see where the kitchen is venting. We understand that the kitchen's not venting into a neighbor's apartment, those kinds of things. This is a whole brave new world, so we have the benefit of understanding quality of life concerns that you may not, because it's not just four walls and a square box. For a t-shirt store, it's far more complicated.
Smoking room.
Well,
Right.
To be very,
the issue is, there are a number of issues, but also the whole aspect of consumption. And in your store, you have a large venue, what we call space. You can have a lot of people, you can have a lounge. And we have no sense, it's not against you, but we have no sense of how it's going to exist.
Yeah.
And it's making us a little nutsy. All
Okay,
right.
well, right
So-
now,
Yeah, go on.
right now, we will not have consumption, so if
Yeah.
we don't have any regulation, we are not approved for consumption right now. So it's,
Is that
I
telling
mean,
me?
we wouldn't have that information because whatever the city tells us that we have to do, the ductwork that we have to have, everything is gonna be required by the city. They're gonna put their own regulations and stipulations around it. We do not have that right now. We don't
So
have
the
that.
state gives you the license to sell, to
Yeah.
dispense,
Mhm.
and then the city, in order for you to have consumption, that's under the city's aegis.
I do not know. I believe it's the whole thing. So OCM will regulate from the entire state.
It's the state, is what I understand. and they don't know that from their own.
Yeah.
Okay, how about at the point that, like, kind of what Mariana said, at the point that consumption is determined or approved, like, before it's implicated, I mean, it's implemented, that she has to come, they have to come back, or, you know.
That will be in your stipulation, and it will be in our resolution.
Right. And it's only, it's like in consideration of, I don't know, anything could happen. Well,
Yeah.
if the smoke emanates upstairs to somebody's apartment, they got small
Right.
children, next thing you know, the kid's high.
Right.
You know, it's like,
No, I definitely
Right.
agree with that.
I'll
So,
call anyway.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's why, okay.
Karen,
This is in terms of square footage, there's a lot of square footage.
yes.
Do you have a place of assembly permit, or do you know how many people are allowed in this place?
No, I do not have that information. Most of the people will be coming and going. I don't, like, just like if you go into a liquor store, it's not a group of people just standing in there, they go and purchase and leave back out. So I don't feel like more than,
You need to. It would come more into play when you're having an event.
Yeah.
The Department of Building stipulates that 75 people or more is a large venue. And for large venue, we have additional requirements that we put out with regard to security and traffic and all of that, and sanitation
yes.
that we wouldn't otherwise require of you. So if you're gonna be having those kind of events, to that extent, you know, if you're gonna be having those kind of events, then that would kick in, you know, these additional requirements.
so
But even with a DJ and a grand opening and a great
Yeah.
banner outside, you could have a very considerable number of people.
Yes,
Right.
and if you, I don't know if you see the grand opening, most people, they wait outside, just like a line.
That actually
That's-
makes,
that's
that's not good.
Board thing,
Yeah.
just, you're doomed on one level, and I
I
don't
know.
mean to beat up on you. But I think where we're going with
Mhm.
this, and I want to hear from the community,
Mhm.
is that if whatever we do is going to be very conditional,
Yes,
with a lot of whereases, and therefore we can't do this, or we can't do that until this happens and that happens. Because we have to be, we see our role as protecting the community, and since the state doesn't really care, we have to be responsible. So I think that's where we'll go, but if there are no more questions from the committee, Tammy?
So what we will need before we hit our full board is to understand exactly what the capacity is in that store as a total. Because if you're gonna do events, we will need to have capacity of the store. We will need to have an understanding, right? The LOI, did that come from the landlord or did that come from the realtor?
the landlord.
Did the letter of intent come
It
from
come
the
from the
landlord?
landlord.
It is signed from the landlord.
Yes.
Okay.
So, what,
The land,
when she anticipates opening?
Represent the landlord, the real estate broker.
Me too. Right here.
but the letter of intent has to be signed by the landlord, not by the two of you. That's what OCM told us yesterday.
Well, we could,
Not by a broker, by the landlord.
Great.
the communication came from,
He's fine.
right, based on the landlord authorization.
I need to see in writing,
We could have the landlord sign it.
it has to be the landlord sign and clear that they are the landlord. They're, yes.
We could have both parties sign it, and I just wanted to point out, the space is not as large as you're thinking. About a third of the space is actually in the sub-cellar. So it's not gonna be used for occupancy, it's more back of house storage.
It doesn't make a difference. I need to know for public assembly, how many people. That is, Where you put them once they get through the door is not my
They're not
business.
gonna go down to the basement, so the
Well,
occupancy
but you can
will
say
be less.
that for liquor. It's okay,
Yeah.
that's fine, you can put that in.
But if it's
That's
storage,
fine,
it's
but
storage.
it's storage, it's so noted.
Yeah.
But I need to know the capacity of the 2 floors, where there are going to be people.
We could have an
Well, the
architect.
basement, I don't have it. All right, there are a couple of people that are here from the community. I'm going to call on this lady.
Thank you.
Will you
Okay.
tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Kathleen Chobaroff. I live right next door, 14 Murray Street, and I don't mean to pile up on you. I'm sure you're a fabulous person, but I don't care whether it's legal or illegal. I have a challenge walking my kids to the subway stop because we walk by hypodermic needles, junkies, and the smell of weed. I live, again, right next door. We hear everything. I do not want to see people loitering outside. I work from home. I'm a writer. I don't want to hear one thing. I will be outside that store every single day protesting it with a phalanx of moms with me. I'm so upset about this. I can't even tell you. Also, there have been 1,200 robberies since this brave new world has started. It does not distinguish between illegal and legal weed shops. They know that these places have cash. They know these places are not reporting it, and they're stealing and there's crime. Additionally, Mayor Adams has cut the NYPD. There is no help to come. Furthermore, my building, 14 Murray Street, as well as 16 Murray Street, has no doorman. So we have no protection if there is a crime, if there's loitering, if there's hypodermic needles. Again, you seem lovely. You did not have a lot of information to offer. You don't know how many people are going to be working there? Will you have security?
She has a security plan.
Security.
Yeah, I have a security plan, and where is
Do you
security?
also do that in front of the liquor stores? Will you be protesting in front of liquor stores? that's
No,
legal
this is
here?
totally different and you know
I'm
it.
just asking.
Totally different and you know it. Totally
Okay,
different.
no, it's
Totally
not.
different.
We will have.
No, actually, you can get high from smelling weed. You cannot get high from smelling beer. That's a false equivalency and you know it.
Are
It's
you
ridiculous.
protesting the illegal stores in the neighborhood?
Of course I do.
Yes, we all are.
Yes.
We all are.
I
Hands,
appreciate you and I'm so happy that you came today and said everything. So that the city can see that and they can see that they need more legal stores inside of the
No.
city. They need more regulated stores because guess what? The city will regulate us. Right now, they're a little slow because they are brand new establishments, but we will be regulated just as much as the liquor stores and any other establishment that New York State does. So I appreciate you and I hope that I can work with you. And I hope that you don't have to stand outside. You can come inside.
I'll be
if you-
outside every
If you want to
All right,
work.
so, enough,
Um,
everybody.
And every other
Please.
store is empty on the block.
Brendan, I have somebody online who's on our, community board, but I just want you all to hear, your 2 brokers who are here, the letter that you submitted, just so you know when I want to be on the record, does not suffice. I need a landlord letter, all right? Also, I want to have a sense, please, of when you think you're going to occupy this space in this grand opening. Yeah, when you're gonna have the grand opening.
Well, I hope, I'm waiting, I have to wait for, approval from OCM, so I hope before the end of the year. That's what we are
All right,
planning.
I just needed to have a sense. Thank you.
Do you already know how the grand opening would be advertised?
Yes, we are still working with that because OCM has a lot of regulation about advertising.
Yes, they do.
So we're working with, a company to try and get that set up to do advertisement where it's not targeted or seen by people under the age of 21. So once we have the advertisement, I could definitely forward it to you guys.
I noticed one other little thing.
Yeah.
They don't, you checked off, or someone checked off that you don't have a valid C of O for the space?
No.
Certificate of occupancy. What's going on with that?
It's brand new space, for development. So it may not have a CO. It's never been occupied.
Correct. Are you correct?
I'm sorry, I'm correct.
When you speak, in order for the microphones to hear you, I'd like you to stand, please.
Sure.
Because the microphones are the 2 owls that you see on the desk.
No problem. So the question was, why is there not a CO? And it is a brand new development. I think the residential apartments have COs. The ground floor, I don't know when you look west, It may or may not have a C of O, but it has never been occupied. So fire safety and those kind of issues may not have been completed yet because that's based upon, if I put a restaurant in, you may need more sprinklers. So this, we probably have a TCO, but I'm happy to speak to the ownership and their architect on that.
I'm going to call on you. Oh, wait, I have my community online. Brendan, you want to say something? Your hand is up.
Yeah, can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
So, thank you for coming. I'm going to rattle off a few questions. Happy to repeat any of them. But just to kind of go through this. So one, I think oftentimes when we're looking at restaurants, we usually have like a layout of the store so that we can have an understanding of like what flow is like. Do you have anything like that for your designers yet or no?
Yes, we have the layout.
Okay.
We don't,
You didn't include it with your application though.
Yes.
We
Oh,
asked
layout?
for it. Yeah.
You asked for it? It
We
said
did.
Design, I believe.
We can give us the floors, but we have no
No.
sense of the,
You didn't, that was what the real estate agent said.
That's the layout.
That
The
is not a
design,
layout.
we don't have the design yet.
That
Because I
is
want
the
to see like where
layout.
counters are, where the like merchandise is going to be, that sort of thing.
Nothing there. It's.
this is what you're referring to when you said you provided
Yeah.
that?
It's-
What's on the screen is what
empty
she's
in
talking
there.
about, Brandon.
It's absolutely
But
nothing.
there has to be a plan for what will be there.
Right. Yeah. So I think that'd be great if we can get that. And then can you kind of give me some indication of like why you decided on this location? So I'm pretty familiar with that street. It's a relatively like quiet and dead street, especially like 5 after. And so it's interesting some of these hours that you all have requested. I'm surprised that it's even on the list. I'm hoping that we limit some of those hours because I don't even think the Brickyard restaurant right there goes as late as this does. And I think this would bring a totally different type of traffic to that street that doesn't exist right now, especially having later hours. I don't care about 9 a.m. Whoever wants to go there at 9 a.m., good for you. But like going after 10, I would say even 9 seems a little excessive for that very like dull, quiet street. And we already have people from the community. Like, I mean, I want to support this. I think it's great, but like, I wanted to support it within reason.
Okay, to answer your first question, I came to this area because I used to go to college in this area as a young girl. And, I think this area meant a lot to me going to college here. I didn't have much. And, not to get too emotional, but I built myself up over the years. I'm a business owner, I own properties and, going to college here, I didn't have much. And I love this neighborhood.
well,
I appreciate that. I want to get a little bit more specific. So I think it's 67 Murray Street. It's the Murray Street that I'm talking about. Like if you go a block or two over, there's more like commercial space and experience. This one is just like, I mean, I lived a block away. This one is dead after 5.
Well, I mean, they built a commercial space there. The commercial space inside is really nice. And it had exactly what we needed. We need storage in the basement, cellar to store all of the cannabis where it's not out directly where the consumers are, where people are coming in. Not many stores provide as much space as far as levels where you can have one isolated level where things are stored and people really can't access. And then it gave us another space it gave us additional space for our employees to have break rooms. So it was more about the layout of the store, why I picked this particular store. I wasn't looking exactly at the block itself because the commercial property was built in. So, guessing that they want to sell it.
well,
And then,
I'm sorry, Brendan. Go on.
and then, so for delivery, you said that that's just going to be during business hours. Can you kind of give me some indication of what delivery is like for that? Because sometimes we actually limit what time deliveries happen, but I don't imagine huge Mack trucks are coming through with cannabis. So just give me some
Uh,
clarification.
No, so mainly, mostly because of traffic and things, it'll be like, bicycle, walking delivery, um, within the area. That'll be during store hours. We actually have, cap to 2 a.m. that we can keep the store open to.
Who said that?
OCM.
Well, this is like 4 a.m. for liquor.
Yeah, you can keep your store open to 2 a.m. per OCM guidelines. So we,
No.
No.
Okay, final.
But she didn't ask for that. Fairness, she didn't ask for 2 a.m.
no,
She didn't ask for that.
no, I'm not. I just felt like, 11 p.m. would be pretty reasonable. And during the week, some people get off work late, some people are traveling through. I hope it isn't too late.
So final two questions. So one, when we're talking about delivery, do we mean delivery of products? So are y'all going to be a delivery service? So in and out for cannabis users?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how much have you started building relationships and communicating with the neighbors? So both the community, but also the businesses in that area?
Yeah, I have today. I have been walking around within the past few weeks, speaking to people, but I'm still building, yes.
Okay.
I'm still trying to talk to as many people as I can.
Okay, thank you. So the last point I'll make is I would love to be there in person, but I'm literally in California right now. And so their delivery actually stops at 10. I looked it up today. And they're kind of the, start of this recreational experience. So I would encourage us to think about something like that. And again, especially in this neighborhood, especially on that street, because I don't like we at the community board really heavily encourage business. We know that that's what like really gets the city going. That's why we are able to live here. But we also have to live here. And like we don't want to be inundated with I'm not going to throw violence or crime on this because I don't think that's the sole issue of this, but just like noise. We want to be reasonable. I want to be able to go to bed at a reasonable time and not smell, and I want to go to bed with my windows open and not have to smell cannabis if I don't have to. So I think these are all these things that I'm just kind of having in the top of my head. So thank you for this.
Brendan, I have one question for you. So what hour would you say, not the other hours, but delivery should stop? That they should stop delivering, because you're going to deliver product, am I
Yeah.
correct? What would you suggest?
I would say 9 or 10 because 9 or 10 is also when food delivery usually stops unless you're getting honestly like some fast food.
Okay,
At least here. Thank you.
I would suggest at least an hour before, because you have to do inventory, don't you? So you want to know, once you close up, lock the door and go home, you want to know how much product you still have.
Pat has a question and Mitch has a question and then Patty.
I totally agree with Brandon that we want to encourage business and we want to support you, but we also need to balance that with quality of life issues. So I also want to talk about delivery. I agree that at 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in that range should be the time that delivery is stopped. The question I have is, so are your delivery people on bikes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Pat.
Is
Breaking up, Pat. Pat, turn your camera off.
I think that's what she did.
Yeah, a couple of meetings ago, we had at Quality of Life, we had the first precinct asking us about bikers that weren't following regulations.
who's talking?
Ariana.
Okay.
Was that first precinct? And they were asking us about the bikes that don't follow regulations.
Pat, can you hear us?
Someone bring up bicycle delivery already? Yes, I see Brandon shaking his head, yes. Okay, so I want to make sure though that they aren't going to be blocking the sidewalk. Was that discussed also? Okay, so I'll get off of delivery. I assume that everything about bicycles and quality of life was discussed. Did you discuss garbage and garbage pickup?
We're about to.
Hope we've been asking restaurants, and so I don't know how much garbage your business will generate, but we've been asking restaurants when they move into the community if they could please talk to the other restaurants on the block and maybe use the same carting service. I assume you have to use private carting also, unless I'm wrong and you use city carting, and then this question won't matter. But if you have to use private carting, would you please reach out to the other businesses on the block and see if you can use the same carting service so that we don't have 10 services coming to the block.
You understand what we're talking about, right?
Go ahead, Mitch, and then I'll call on you, and we're done.
One with the security plan, the security plan. I know that. You said that there was a security plan in place. Unless I'm reading it wrong, it looks like this is just a printed off from, according to the regulations set by the OCM, and you said there's no enforcement as opposed to a security plan that's in place. This is just what's supposed to be. So if maybe we can, is there like this doesn't say your security plan, this just says what it's supposed to be. So you have a security plan in place. Say if there's a crowd outside, just like a bar or a restaurant, have where they kind of not have the people mingle afterwards. So do you have a security plan? So that's something that is not here. This is not your security plan.
We asked.
Implement secure access control to limit entry, install video. This is just what's supposed to be, just doesn't say that. Like,
Okay, so for example, we'd like to understand where you are installing the cameras. So that's what we're trying to get to, is what we need for the community to understand, to get back to you, to make this, is we need to know, not only, yes, you're gonna have cameras, because this is what this is not, you've taken what the OCM has for rules, copied and pasted in to what your plan is, so it matches what OCM has asked. But what we wanna know, what we're asking is, where on the front of the building, which way do the cameras face? Where inside the building exactly are they going to be? Where has the landlord approved said cameras? Because again, some of that will depend on what you do with that. And that is an important aspect of being a good neighbor that we're talking about. For your delivery vehicles, you don't have, what is, you wrote delivery vehicles, and that's transportation security. What kind of vehicles are we talking? Are you talking here that you're having your deliveries done by Uber and Lyft? You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking through, I'm trying to tell you, you've got gaps in what you need to provide for the community. Keep going.
In the first paragraph, in the second sentence, plan encompasses various areas such as physical security, personal security, blah, blah, blah. That's great, but what, one guy, one woman, 5 security people, what is appropriate? Personal security, transportation security, that's wonderful. There are many things of that, depending on the needs of your location or the needs of the residents. So that's not here. That's just, you have to, you know what I'm saying? It says, so it says, such as physical security. A security guard or something. So that, those are the type of things that I think some people need to trust that.
To get to the specifics, you need to tell us. How you intend to, if you could get the design, sketch of how the space is going to look. It's really-
It's affecting multiple services in your area.
And that's fair.
That's fair, that's a fair question.
That's a very fair question.
The general floor plan can be accessible like they are for liquor licenses. The security plan can be,
Or redacted.
could be
We
redacted.
can redact it.
Okay, because I have security plans which I had to submit to OCM when it showed where it will be located. But I just didn't send that to you guys because I see you guys post everything up on the board.
We will redact it.
That's
And
fair,
we will
very
have
kind of
word
you.
back. But that's a very good point. We will do that, okay?
Mhm.
That's, yes, absolutely.
But again, with the large venue, when you're having any kind of event, the security is not only meant for your establishment to
Yeah.
protect you.
Mhm.
It's meant to, for crowd control.
Mhm.
It's meant to protect people from being,
Yeah.
violated outside of your premises or whatever as well.
Yeah.
So that would be different security.
Okay, I thought he was speaking more of on.
No, I'm just saying, added piece. He was saying that. What I'm saying is additionally,
Yes,
if there's an event and a large number of people there, other security would be required.
Okay,
yes. We agree.
all right?
Mhm.
So,
Bicycles.
Couple more questions.
one,
Okay. The building next door to 16, I believe is condemned. And because of it, there is a large, half of the sidewalk is taken, like boxed as like a.
Scaffold?
Oh, it's not scaffold, it's actually, it basically removes half of the side of the sidewalk is half the size. Which
Next to the
also creates a
library.
corner, which is dangerous, where there's been some aggressions already, basically right next to their door. So if they're gonna have, a bicycle, so they reduce, they're already, bicycles, as you all know, it's a part of the city area. This area is specifically, not appropriate to have like 3 or 4 bikes waiting outside, going up and down, with me working with dogs, my dog, or my children. And there is really, this is a very dangerous corner.
And also where the bikes will be parked, are they e-bikes? Are they gonna have lithium
Where?
batteries?
Where are the bicycles going to be
At a
parked?
legal
Are you
storage.
building bicycle storage within your facility, either on the ground level or below and are you having dedicated delivery that is associated with your store, or is that gonna be,
Like pickups like the outside.
like
Right now,
And that-
currently, we have to have our own dedicated delivery. OCM doesn't allow you to use outside sources. You have to have your own.
So where will those bicycles be parked? And
Um,
will they be e-bikes or regular bikes or cargo bikes? I mean,
Would there be at night in the building, because there's been many fires with e-bikes? Would there
Right.
be-
Buildings
would there-
blowing up.
Would there be staying at night with lights, or then?
so,
let's give her a chance to answer.
yeah,
there would be regular bicycles.
Regular bicycle.
But not electric. Not a,
Not
not battery
pedal
powered.
assist.
Not at this.
no, it's not.
And will you keep them inside your store, or will they
I,
be like in public parking,
well,
That's
I
gotta
would
go.
hope so, that we can find a space within to do it. And, if not, if we could find something that works within the community of how we can store the bicycles.
Well, there has to be some type of plan if lithium battery powered bikes are stored in the building.
Because they're blowing up buildings.
because they are blowing up, yes. they
Yeah,
are.
well,
And that's not your, that has nothing to do with you, that's just
yeah,
the world we're living in.
yeah, well, we definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah, right.
Type of product.
So, everybody, let me just say this. I know you're on the hot seat and I know it's not easy. However, we don't have enough, okay, to even come up with a resolution tonight that would be fair to you I could come up with a resolution that says we can't do anything until the following is submitted. Uh, which I don't have any trouble with that. We haven't done the hours even, and I want to get through this. And I'm leaning towards, we would give you the approval based on the information that you are going to submit to us within the next, we have our big, large meeting within 3 weeks.
24th.
The 24th. So we need all that information to be able to go forward, all right?
Are we able to say like vote and say if this, everything comes in before the full board?
Yes.
Give it to?
Yes,
Do that?
I would like to do that, and I can
Somebody
put,
call the question?
yes,
Oh,
wait,
let's get everybody on hours.
I
Oh, I'm
need
sorry.
some hours. That's the last thing I'm not happy with. So, let's just look a minute, okay? Listening to what Brendan said, and I know that the neighborhood myself, I want to be fair, and I want to give you a compromise of something. I would say on the weekends that I wouldn't let you go past 11. I think that's reasonable. I just can't, I can't do it. So I would say Friday and Saturday that you would have to close at 11. That's a neighborhood. It's, they don't need the traffic, they don't need, and I,
Delivery's an hour before whatever you're gonna say?
that's right.
Okay.
And then, I would do, Monday to Thursday, I would say 9 PM. That would give me, my committee can contradict me anytime. And I would give you only till 8 PM on Sunday. I'm sorry, I'm a real Sunday gal. If it's a Monday, if there's a holiday,
Holiday
Well,
after
let's
like last weekend.
we'd let you stay open later.
With the ability to come back after a certain amount of time?
Yeah. Yeah, we have to. It's part of what we have to do. If it's running and whatever, but we'll give you a year. I mean, we're gonna give you a year. I'm not gonna give you less. We gotta see how it works. But you can come back, absolutely. So can you agree to those hours? It's 11 Friday and Saturday. It's 9 to 9, Monday to Thursday, and I would ask you to close at 8 on Sunday. I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't think someone's gonna run in 7:45 to,
Hi, I'm the other realtor. Is the restaurant that's on the street, are they operating the same hours?
but remember, this is not the same. So I don't know, it probably isn't the same hours.
But a new restaurant would have to go through the same thing as.
But we do various hours for restaurants and we don't give them what they ask for, as some of the people here already know.
Can I ask you a
So, anyway,
Newbie has a question.
yes,
Can I ask you a question? Is it because of the location of that I'm leasing?
Yes.
It's because of the block?
it's the block.
Okay.
It is a block with
Resident.
people and residents and families. And we want to be responsive to that. And yet we want you to have a business. And I really don't feel we're curtailing your business with this.
Okay.
And we're giving you a shot. We're not saying blah, 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 no. And we're giving you a shot. And if it works, you'll come back.
Yes.
No, what we're trying to do is be able to vote tonight and
Yeah.
not send you away in another month.
So the question is for year one, Sunday night at 8, unless it's a holiday Sunday. Monday to Thursday, closing at 9, Friday and Saturday, closing at 11. Your deliveries end an hour early. There's no bicycles stored on the street. They have to be stored interior, but not obviously with the lithium batteries, right?
Correct.
Um,
And we'll have it in the.
Right. Prior to the full board, which is the 24th, we will see an updated security plan, which will be available to the office and not public. It'll be redacted where the cameras are. But you will confirm that you will have 2 security personnel, that the music is only for the opening day event, and beyond that, you're only having background music, correct?
Yes.
In the store.
And background music.
Is that, you can hear it in her apartment.
Background music just means we can't hear it outside.
That's not what we said. Background music means that you can't hear it in your apartment, whether it's Bob Dylan or Metallica. If you can hear it, it's not background.
Correct. Background music, you only hear if you open the door and you're standing there.
So if you've got soundproofing and it's all turned all the way up and we can't hear it outside, that's
If
just.
she lives across the street from Madison Square Garden and she can't hear, the Rolling Stones, and it's still background.
I don't wanna smell it.
Okay.
That's, we,
And, yeah.
Right.
no
We
one's
will
smoking.
also request that
Mhm.
when you apply for your consumption, and when you apply for the event organizer, which that one's not out yet, that you will return to the community board, because you will need to be returning with your ventilation plans, the security plans, security of how you're handling the queues for people coming in and out of your store, traffic mitigation, and traffic is both bicycle, vehicle, and pedestrian.
And maybe you'll become the gold standard for future cannabis stores.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say,
you're our first, and we would like you to be successful if it helps put out of business all the illegal ones. So understand that's kind of where we're going, but more than anything, and I'm looking at the realtors when I say this, we were told very specifically from OCM that they need, the applicant, post-provisionary license, has to have something from the landlord, not the realtors.
okay.
Yeah, we just had a presentation, if you want to look at it online, in quality of life last month, right?
Yesterday, they did it
Okay.
public.
Oh, they did another one?
question
All right, so can we call, can I make the,
Oh, and one more thing.
for the, hours for the week, Monday through Friday, would you guys suggest, go with 10 PM? Cause we do have neighboring stores who are staying open really late, which are legal.
Where are the
Cannabis
neighboring
stores, they
stores?
staying open to
They're
10 AM.
They're
And,
illegal, none of
No,
those stores
no,
are
no, no, I'm
legal.
talking about legal cannabis stores. You're talking about opening not too far from here, within 10 minutes.
That's not,
Yeah, I know, but
It's a different community. board.
I know be board, but it's still
This is a
within.
new business.
I think,
Depends on where it's located. You are specifically located on a very quiet residential block. If you
Oh,
go to Clark Place, there's a lot of action going on there. Any other block, those blocks in between Greenwich and West Broadway.
So
all
a
those
different block would change the hours that you.
absolutely, a
Yeah.
block that has traffic,
Absolutely.
that has, this, that's what we tried to say.
Oh,
You can have a library across the street, it closes, it's a very,
Susan, I have a question.
what's going?
what?
My question is on signage. I know I came into the conversation late, but is there any neon signs? Is there any flashing lights? Is there anything that's going to detract or
not
cause
allowed.
attention to the building?
She said no.
She said no, and it's not allowed by
New York
OCN.
City has rules and regulations.
And I have a question also. Or a request. Am I out again? You can hear me?
Yes.
So my question or my request is for your bicycle delivery people that they have some sort of identification, that either they wear a vest for safety and that it has the name of the establishment for their safety and for the public to be able to recognize if something happens where they are from. And this is something I'm going to start asking everybody who has delivery. Something's wrong with my. Did you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
Pat, I think that's a great idea. I
Well,
think
what's
there
the-
should be accountability for people riding the bicycles.
Great question.
I
We
think
can
there,
have them keep like identification or something on them that says that they work there. but
No,
we-
I mean a vest, like a safety vest that they wear, so at night they can be seen and they should have the name of the establishment on the vest.
Yeah, your logo.
before we go, can I just state for the record that also included in the things that's having listed is if there's an event, there's going to be additional stipulations for large venue.
I can't hear anything.
If Nubia gets all the information we need, that we are giving it an approval, a conditional approval, and to bring it before the board at our large meeting. Okay, Bernard?
Call the question.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Opposed. No, you can't vote. Sorry, dear. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thompson abstain.
All the information is
Okay.
provided.
And
Were there
Bernard,
good
you
abstains?
abstain?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. And online, did anybody abstain?
Thompson abstains.
Yes.
One,
Brendan
Brendan.
abstained.
Okay, thanks, Brendan.
Just keep in mind, you must
Oh, he's
provide
not part of the committee.
all the information to the community board by the 23rd of the month.
Yeah.
Will the board meeting state exactly what you're expecting her to submit? I mean, I took some notes, but just in case.
You are responsible to take the notes and then provide the information. If it's not provided, then the resolution will be withdrawn, turned down for failure to provide information.
Correct.
Have any of you gone to Great Barrington? Right, and gone to the dispensaries there?
No.
Actually, they're quite lovely. They run them, it look like an upscale medical facility.
I believe you.
we
New
believe
York,
you.
New York.
This is so, it's urban area.
Medical?
That's the.
Thank you.
There's some
Sylvia,
walking with
thank you.
Blazers too,
I appreciate
you know,
that.
out here, really nice.
Okay.
Thank
Go,
you.
go.
Thank you.
Right. All right, go on. Tammy.
Sorry, let me walk out. Walk out.
Okay,
Your time.
Thank you for coming.
thanks for coming. So we're going to do, the next thing we're going to do is Tribeca, and we're going to do 78 Leonard Street. I need Lois Sexy Indian. Who is here?
that's the Indian.
Is Sexy Indian here today?
It's,
I hope so.
78. Once, only twice.
It's called Smart Kitchen Tech.
Are they online? Oh, no, they said they have to be.
Agendas? Are there any more agendas?
No, I don't.
There's one of the.
I'll get it.
On somebody else's.
Okay, the next one is, 198 Duane Street.
Who is Mr. Roman and Company?
What's the name of this establishment?
Yes, in the house.
What's the name of this one, Francis, please?
Uso. Uso Tribeca.
Uso Tribeca.
LLC.
Oh, that makes sense. Here,
I got it. Thank you.
what's this one?
oh, here's the sexy.
Thank you.
By Hudson, West Broadway Hudson?
Agenda.
This is by Hudson.
gonna
West Broadway?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's this?
And I think it's additional paperwork from the applicant. Take one and pass it down.
Oh, yeah, you guys need to pass it down.
Probably have questions.
Okay.
What? Yes, he should
So
start.
actually, go ahead, start.
I'm very pleased to have with us tonight, the applicants who are here from Marquis Caviar, which is the backing company for this restaurant, which will be run by the Gordon Ramsay award-winning chef who actually won Top Chef USA, and then subsequently won Top Chef International, the latest Top Chefs. And that is right here, Buddha Lowe, If you'd like to stand up.
I'll make them.
Congratulations.
That's what they do.
So Buddha's really aiming to get a Michelin star or two. And they currently have a restaurant on Madison Avenue and 81st Street, which if not for the size of the kitchen, I believe would have won a star.
Yeah.
Because there are certain requirements and here they'll have a space that will cater to, it's a very high-end restaurant. I think it's an ideal tenant for the neighborhood, it's an ideal tenant for the space. They are really looking forward to opening a special place. I think you have a menu in there and you'll see. I know my wife and I ate at the one up on Madison Avenue when they first opened. And my wife, who actually has a much better palate than I, still says her best meal she's ever had has been in that restaurant. They also have a place in Grand Central, which is a takeout, Caviar, and then in Brooklyn, they also have a food store. This is a restaurant that will focus with caviar, truffles, caviar and truffles. Each of 8 courses, evening meals, has one or both of those in each course, including desserts, which are fantastic. We're here to answer any questions, hopefully mitigate any concerns that you may have.
Okay.
It's a small restaurant.
Number one, what I do is I Google all the spaces and to see what they look and do the look around. And yours has a big, like park out in front. It looks like they're doing construction on the outside.
That was the previous tenant that had like a.
And- Okay, so you're gonna have a sidewalk? 'Cause I wanted to get a sense of how much of the sidewalk you were gonna.
They're not going to encroach any further than is already set by boundaries. I think there's some. Yeah, it's one island that's there, that's part of the property. And they're not going
How many seats are out there?
outside.
There'll probably be about 12 people now on one side.
And that's on the.
It will be on the Wayne area. Greenwich is going to be cleared because it's going to look like a retail store.
There'll be some retail.
It's going to be more of a speakeasy, come in retail store. That is what Crusoe is right now. It's a speakeasy.
Okay.
So the movie box dining room.
So Dwayne will be where the seating is.
Yeah, well, if we were to have outdoor, but we won't be making this role.
So you'll have to come back to us.
Of the outdoor area, yeah, like when the weather permits. I mean, we're not relying on it.
There, that will be in their application now, so it actually could say that.
Yeah.
All right, and then the other area of concern for me was your hours. In terms of Sunday was the only time I had a problem with, because we usually don't give that late of an hour.
The reason they have those hours, they're 2 seatings. And they have it spaced out specifically for the 2 different seatings. It's a prefix venue that they're gonna have most of the time. So each one requires a certain amount of time.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Yeah, fine dining restaurant, I get it. 1 AM seems a little late for fine dining. I mean, look, I know there's a New York thing,
Right.
late night, but I don't think we need to give them 1 AM.
Sunday, he's asking for 12. Friday and Saturday, we have no trouble with 1 AM, and Monday to Thursday. But we have trouble on Sundays.
It's a lot. Isn't it a lot?
You think
I
one
mean,
is a
look,
lot?
we got, I mean, like you say, what do we got right around there that's open late? Off the top of my head, I can't think of a bar that's open late around there.
This
So-
is not a bar.
No, I know that. What I'm saying is if there were other bars right around you that were open later, okay, 1 AM is not a big deal.
I mean, at 1 o'clock.
Friday and Saturday.
When the doors close at 1 o'clock, you're
Did
not
I
gonna
read
have
this?
20 people, you're gonna have
Right.
4 people.
People are filing out at like 12:30, 12:45, the latest, that they'll.
Yeah, I mean, like, having like coffee and tea by then, you know what I mean? Like, they're not,
All right.
yeah.
And again, it's because they're restricted by the 2 seating for each.
So how many people can you have at once?
Wait. Everybody. Read it. Monday to Thursday, 12. Friday and Saturday, 1 a.m. The only thing we're asking, I don't have any trouble with 12 on the weekdays, all right? It's not an issue. Friday and Saturday, 1 a.m. is not an issue. Isn't Friday and Saturday is an issue at 1 a.m.? I don't think so.
Not that part of Dwayne, I don't think
No.
so.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But I do have trouble on Sunday. I give you to 11, and that goes beyond our 10, but I won't give you till 12.
I can live with it. I want to.
All right.
Go.
I'll give you till 7. Good.
I'm a Sunday person.
That's fine, that's fine.
What's the maximum people you have like late at night you'd expect, like after 11?
So, after 11?
Yeah, after 11, what would like the maximum?
Like, we don't accept any customers after 10.
Which is, okay, 10 o'clock's your last seating.
Yeah, like,
That would it be the same capacity as earlier in the day? Would you
yeah,
start?
I mean, not a lot of people desire to eat at 10 o'clock at night. So, I mean, there's an option there.
Okay.
But, you know, they'll probably be having coffee and tea by midnight, you know? But yeah, no one wants to eat that late. Like, we're not a nightclub, bar, or anything. We're not even aiming to have a bar.
Okay, so right now you have 2 seatings. Are you
Yeah.
anticipating 1 seating for a buyout? Are you considering any buyouts?
Yeah, of course. We do have a space for a buyout, yeah. I
You,
mean,
you have a space?
no, well, we have the area, like, before we, but now we do.
What's the,
I mean,
what's the?
buyout, obviously, yes. For the seating, I mean, that depends on the client. You know, if they want to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and finish at 9. But obviously, we are going to follow the times that we need to be out.
So what the question is, so it's things we always have to understand. So you have a basement and you have a ground floor. The restaurant is on the ground floor.
Yeah.
And what's in the basement?
The kitchen.
The kitchen, okay. So on that ground floor, the way I read it, you tell me you have a maximum capacity there of 72 people or more. What's your maximum capacity on the ground floor?
I believe it's 72 for the, and that's both and the basement combined.
Oh.
We're not, it's.
So that's why I'm trying to
Right.
get to where you are, so everybody understands what a buyout means for you. It doesn't mean 2,000 people.
No.
It means that you have, the maximum you have at the seating, the way I read it, is 38 people at one time, or is it more?
Well, like you said, if we have the canopy function, we might have 50 people. Okay. But that will be more stand up, you know, we can't fit that many. If we can fit 2,000 people, I mean, it's not.
I understand that the maximum you could ever have, and I'm not the 72 people, right?
We wouldn't want to put any more than.
I got it. That's what I needed to understand.
Nothing else.
Okay, do anybody do anybody? Mitch, does anybody? I'm already tired.
I have 2 questions, one on the liquor license, the application, page 3. And hopefully it wouldn't be a problem, type of soundproofing to be used. The answer is insulation as determined by architect. No disrespect intended. But so what, so maybe soundproofing might not be needed, but the architect is not the one, as determined by architect, that, like I said, that means nothing. I hope I think you would, but that is.
But they're committing to background.
Right, okay. Yeah. So the other thing is, just Susan, if you guys, on the questionnaire, if you can, like the last page from the back, I didn't know this, it seems that in, this is from the liquor authority, if you can read that last, letter, the owners of Marcus are applying for another liquor license, they have one in Madison Avenue. Community Board 1 requires that if the applicant has been licensed anywhere in New York City, the applicant will submit a letter from the applicable community board indicating any complaints. Hopefully there was none, but we don't
We refuse to.
Well, we have.
Okay, so then if we refuse, the general thing, if we refuse, the same as they refused, then how could we require it?
By what?
This letter, this says, community board one.
Yeah, we can require it. Require it, if they ask.
But no, right. Okay. I just wanted to bring it up as actual news to me.
Right, so, let's talk one other thing. One before. Buyouts. So what we need.
The buyout means like.
No, but I wanna know. No, go home. Thank you.
But that, so it's really gonna be 60 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we like to, just in terms of traffic and what happens in the community and when you plan to do it. If we were gonna have one every week, we would be concerned. If you tell me you're going to have one a month.
How often do you have them?
I don't-
If I'm at,
Yeah. How often do you have them in Madison?
Very rarely.
Right.
I mean, we will, if we get one a month, we'll be very happy. But we don't.
You'd be happy, I can't say we would be, but.
We wouldn't give you one a month. How about if we give you, and then you can do it however, if we give.
Four's a lucky number.
For a year, we'll start. And if you feel you need more, after the first year, you'll come back. And we'll look. Oh, you may.
that situation. When you get to the holiday season in New York, right, a lot of companies have small dinners, parties and stuff like that. They can have 4 in the month of December alone. That doesn't give us any room for having, functions.
Using
What would you say?
Everybody has the 6 months?
Cause it's a tiny.
Per quarter,
What?
2 per quarter.
Two per quarter, but I would want to give them at Christmas if they wanted to do 3. I don't.
So backload,
So backload.
if they don't use them all, you can save them for the.
Wait, Mariama, I like to go with Mariama, and you don't have to use them all, for God's sakes.
In the hospitality industry, a buyout means, obviously, what you refer to. But doesn't necessarily mean that we have a wedding or anything like that happening. A buyout could literally just be the 30 seats that we have. Just a company decides to buy out.
Right, yes, that's exactly
I
right.
mean, they're not really, I don't see where they're gonna be.
If they were one.
The thing is, for us, that could equate to 20 black cars sitting outside on
What I
Main
was gonna
Street.
get to.
That affects the
Especially
residents.
when you're talking about
What about on a
restaurant.
What
What
on a
happens?
normal night? If if there's black cars, do we tell them to go? I mean, like, on a normal night, that could happen, because we're doing 30 people from this night. So I just don't see, I just don't know the difference between
Oh.
buyout and.
I'm a hospitality professional, so let me go down the road with you, all right? You've got restaurant reservations and you have to turn your tables. Let's just say you're really good at turning your tables. You still don't have 30 people who walk through the door at once, getting out of a line of black cars to come into an event. You still don't have 30 people leaving and queuing out front to get into black cars to go to an event. It's a natural flow of drop off, pickup, pending time. Some people are early for their reservations, some people are late, some people will walk, somebody might ride a bike, somebody will take the subway. The reason a buyout is different is because of the requirements that it puts onto the streets surrounding. You're in a historic neighborhood, you've got one very wide street near you, but you have neighbors everywhere. So when you do a buyout, you have, yay, this event is over. Everybody piles out onto the street. There's noise because maybe they're sober, maybe they're not. Or maybe they're going, which one's mine? I'm looking for car 503, right? And they're all in. It's a different type of thing. You don't have that every 30 minutes outside your restaurant on a normal night. The reason why buyouts are an issue because of the nature of events where everyone arrives at once and departs at once. Yes, you may be doing events and nobody notices. But you might do a corporate event that everybody gets dropped off in 2 buses. buses.
Those are the issues for us. I'm not, and we don't go around monitoring,
notices, then.
you know, unless you cause trouble.
It's more-
It's just, I mean, Tammy is very succinct. That's really the issue for us. So we're gonna give you 8. Live with it.
And the neighbors are also more apt to, you know, like cut you some slack if they know, oh, they're having an event today. You know, as opposed to every night, this is like
If there's a sign,
recurring event.
there's a sign on the front door that says, sorry, closed for a private event, once a week, and cars lined up, that's a different impact on the neighborhood. We want you to be a successful neighborhood asset, which means the people upstairs want to be able to come downstairs and say, let's go grab a drink, let's have something to eat, I'm on my way home, let's stop by before we get there.
Try and get an estimation.
Right.
Another $160 on.
Well, already, if we have to just walk up and have a drink.
It's not that kind of place.
Right.
So, can I propose?
Call the question.
Okay.
That's second.
All right. The only addendums that we're gonna put in is the 8 buyouts and the 11 PM on Sunday, okay? All right, all in favor? Go for it, and good luck.
Thank you. Welcome you to.
Thank you.
Wait, he has an opening night. That does not count.
Go away. Go away.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
If you're all right, when you
You
don't
got,
need.
he's gotta tell me when Gordon's coming.
Oh, yeah, right?
Well, he must come in a helicopter, that's Gordon, you know.
I walked to the South by Gordon.
Okay,
Thank you. All right, here we go.
I'm going home.
Go.
I am gone from the meeting. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
So I have, Gigino, they're next, oh, that's right. Okay, wait,
Are we up to Barry Park?
no. Governor's Island next.
There's another Tribeca. What happens is
No,
Leonard
it's,
Street?
look, I have the same problem.
Is Leonard Street come back?
Yes,
Leonard Street.
number 3 is withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
Okay. And are you 78 Leonard?
I'm 429 Greenwich.
So 111.
Oh, that's a renewal?
You're a renewal. Well, let me do you. I didn't mean it like that. But tell us, Mr. Your name? It's Joey. I don't think we've had, we haven't had any complaints.
What is this, 429 Greenwich?
Yeah.
On the renewals, okay. Hi.
Just
Do you have outside seating?
Yes, yes.
Okay. How much do you have?
We have on Lake as well as on Greenwich. There's been constant construction on Lake Street for this whole year. We've not been able to use it much. We're only using currently Greenwich. But hopefully they said the construction will be over by end of this month. So we might be able to use for whatever remaining sunlight we have.
How many seats are on Greenwich?
Greenwich currently we have around 20.
Do you have a shed?
No, we don't, because the building is planning to brickwork. So they've been telling us 21, so we've not been able to do any beautification of the outdoors.
Okay. I don't think there's any complaints.
No, we have had no complaints, so have a nice renewal.
Thanks for coming
Thanks
by.
for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Save money on the wall.
Yeah.
So do we
Yeah,
have
if
the
you
others?
have a problem with the construction stuff, you should come to the quality of life meeting.
It's, they're renovating the wall, structural issues.
Yeah.
Underneath. So it's been on schedule since last year, but they just started.
We know.
So every time we want to do something, there's always a constructor.
Right, right.
We know.
I would like to come to the meeting because sometimes the construction companies come to send a representative to the meetings.
Yeah.
So if you have a real issue, you might want to come to the meeting.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank
Any other renewals?
71 Worth,
That's everyone more.
59 Reed? Okay, so we're out of Tribeca.
So 211 West
211
Broadway's
West
interesting.
Broadway?
It's withdrawn, but the still's been out of business for
Yes.
years. And I just saw something, 211 West Broadway is now gonna be a Greek restaurant or something? This just came in on my blog, the blog, restaurant blogs I follow. I assume.
They transferred the license?
Yeah, I assume we've gone through the process with that place.
No.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, maybe they transferred the license, or that's how it ended up on here.
Okay,
And then they changed their mind from coming.
all right.
So we'll see them soon enough. So,
Battery Park City?
Battery Park, we only had, Two Rivers Terrace, and they're not here.
No, I don't think that's open.
They didn't need to come in. I don't have everybody coming.
Oh, okay.
Governor's Island resolution, are you here? Oh, that's very exciting.
Are they online? It's weird for Governor's Island not to show up, right?
It is.
Are they outside? Would you check, Gabby, please? We'll get there, don't worry. Your new 69 New Street?
No, 15 gold.
Oh.
I like that. I don't go.
It's in gold.
What do you?
This is spa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good spa.
Sorry about
Okay.
that. I was talking to Tammy outside.
No, the tent.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's a coastal waterfront.
Yes.
Very nice.
What address are you? Where's Governor's Island? Oh, okay, you're all
Yeah,
together.
the spa.
Okay.
The spa. Now, can I have one question. You can pass out those if you want. The spa is not the original spa that came to us several years ago.
Yes.
It is. It is.
Yes.
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 The Italian spa.
Correct.
I don't forget. Yes,
7 or 8 years.
that's
project.
correct.
The application before you is not a new one, it's just for an extension of what's existing. So I have 6 copies, I figured something
Yes,
would happen.
you share, and we'll share up here.
So
We can share too.
I never know how many to bring, I never know.
So have you been functioning?
Yes.
But, yeah.
I'll give you one more down there. Got one more up here for you guys.
Thank you. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So QC Terme, Italian Spa, Governor's Island. It's had a license, been operational since 2022. If you guys have been there, if you've seen it, it occupies one building. It's got a pool outside, a little patio area. There's another building that was under construction, so hadn't been licensed previously. The application before you is an alteration in that bar application to incorporate the building that's adjacent, that's on the same property. It is contiguous, it's an alteration, not a new license. All the steps we agreed to previously, we would be happy to continue to agree to. We are adding a full-blown restaurant component into this new building as opposed to the tavern class, which was previously because we didn't have a high enough threshold of food. So within this application that's before you, what we're going to file with the state is a combination of add bar, alteration, change of class from tavern on premise to restaurant on premise. Hours of operation, method of operation, everything will remain exactly identical. Ownership is the same.
One more change from regular space to large venue. So you have to do additional stipulations.
Yeah, I think we've got the large venue.
Stipulations? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, this isn't large venue in the context of wide open space nightclub. This is, you know.
We just go by the Department of Building.
So that's why you have the sign in there. Again, it's gonna maintain operations as is. You see the hours of operation. They're pretty mellow there.
Yeah. Are you open all year?
Are we open all year?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have, yes. Do we have any questions, anybody?
Where,
Go ahead.
the hours closing at 9? Is
Do
that?
you remember you had told us that eventually you would have a restaurant?
Yes.
So we kept our word. Here we are.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just keep by the fairs,
There's
by the
no
fair we
residence
schedule.
nearby.
Yeah, the ferry is using, when's the last ferry?
Don't worry about it.
Like 10, right?
Oh, oh, good. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you,
Goodbye,
everybody.
and thank you for waiting.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks. Give me 1 second, hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I've got one more that may not.
Yeah. No, don't even try. I've been one of those.
Thank you, have a good
tonight.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's a very expensive spot.
Yeah.
I like hers.
Did you see the price on the last, the desserts on the last restaurant?
No.
$160 for one of the desserts.
Whoa.
On the,
And the last one, no, it's no
Got it.
slab.
Right.
No slab.
no, much.
All right.
Seaport.
170 John Street.
Let's see again. There's a blue heat here on behalf of the applicant. Have with me.
The old trading post.
Exactly, yes.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. There. One more if you need it.
Yeah.
Here for you. Could I be one more now? All right.
I think they should change.
Is it okay if I stand up here?
No problem.
Another large venue.
You have this?
Oh, no, no, no.
What?
I don't think so.
So before we get all excited about the 4 AM.
That tiny little John Street.
Yeah.
Before we get all excited, obviously I've been before you guys a number of times. I know how the 4 AM plays here. Give you a little bit of background on the space, if that's okay.
Okay.
The application before you is for an on-premise liquor license in the old trading store, post space. As you know, the space has been there forever. The space that had been there, or the operator that had been there previously for many, many years, had a 4 AM liquor license. We are looking to enter the space, take it over, give it a bit of a facelift, and then we are looking to also have 4 AM. However, not every night. Now, we understand that that's a huge ask. We understand it's a huge ask. We understand there are people, residents who live nearby. What we have done is we have met with the condo board of Berlin. We got the condo board approval on hours of operation, and it's a letter that I don't know if it's maybe in the packets, but I have a letter I can send you. I've got a hard copy, at least one with me if it's not in your packets, where they consented to hours of operation, which include 1 AM during the week and 4 AM on the weekends. We also have petition signatures from a majority of residents of the building and of the neighboring residential buildings as well. So we've done our homework, we've done our outreach, we've gotten a lot of support for the space. Now, the gentlemen here, Nick and Eddie, who are the proprietors of the space, they are seasoned veterans in the hospitality industry. They have a number of liquor licenses throughout New York City. They operate in some very difficult communities, in some very difficult situations, and they do so very well and very responsibly. They're from Australia. There's a big time difference between Australia and New York. And there's a huge expat community here in New York. What they're looking to do here is they're looking to create a hub for all those Aussies that are here in New York. And they're looking to create, as you can see from the menu, concept, a space that is very much like an Australian pub. They are looking to have Australian programming, and that is going to include Australian specific events that operate on a different time zone than we currently are. So for example, there are some sporting events, for instance, that are the equivalent of our Super Bowl, which technically would take place at 2:00 in the morning. And if they want to hold themselves out as an authentic Australian establishment, and they're not going to show events like that, and they're not going to cater to that community, they are not going to draw the folks they're looking to draw. They are committed to soundproofing the space. They are committed to operating it in a professional manner. Like I said, we've done an incredible amount of outreach, talked to all the residents nearby, and there is precedent in that space. Previously had a 4 AM liquor license with no complaints that we're aware of, having talked to neighbors, landlord, people who've operated previously. And that is more or less the pitch for you guys. We're here to answer any questions that you have, but I wanted you to have all that back. That we did not take lightly the fact that we asked for 4 AM, and we did our homework, and we did speak to people.
Deron.
Thank you for that. That's the first time I've heard about, that I've been on doing the liquor license stuff. the time difference and having events, so that's very helpful, thank you. Now, before we dismiss four AM outright, two questions. One, are you guys known to the community board one? Do you have any other restaurants or bars in confines of community board one? Because it's gonna help their favor.
So Nick does. You have Tribeca Blue Sun, we're in CB1. I've appeared in front of you guys before, but I didn't actually open the concept in CB1. I opened it just north of Canal Street.
Tuxedo, right?
And he is in CB2 and CB3, right up Center Street for one of those.
So I have Chinese Tuxedo on Doyle Street, but I remember some of you from 2019 when we appeared twice for a concept called The Tiger, which I was at the corner of Duane Street and Hudson. We appeared the first time. You guys were super gracious. You said we like the concept, but we had a lot of pushback from the neighbours in that building. So you basically said, like the concept that works in the neighbourhood, find a different address. We tried the old Nobu site, but the one Howard site looked better around.
And your place is, I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'm the founder of Bluestone Lane.
Bluestone Lane,
Okay.
coffee shop.
Yeah, 3 locations
Okay.
in New York City.
I was just there last week.
Okay, so
I'm sure you can.
the other thing, so they're known to us. The other thing is, are there any other late, I hadn't thought about this in a while, and we got Watermark Bar and Grill over there on Pier 15, but it's on the pier, it's not, in fact, that's a bar nearby. I mean, nothing else right around there is open super late, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
No, not anymore,
Yeah.
because like you're saying, those other ones sort of predate, like Hurricane Sandy did everybody in, really. And so those other predate the amount of residents that are there now. We all live over there. Like, he lives on John, I live on Gold, you know, so.
That's a
so-
residential area where there's.
So it's more than it was at the time. Even with that,
Harry's isn't open late, Felicia's not open late,
Yeah, but.
If you'd like to see the letter from the condo board of their approval as well as the presentation.
Yeah, no, I
We believe you.
just as a resident of the area.
Yeah.
My concern is the other place that, which is not your fault, but the other place that we had to, with the
said
tour, the building that's gonna be in a million different pieces, that's coming to that area too. These residents aren't aware of that, but that's coming also over there. Yeah.
Okay, this,
Go.
yeah, this to me is a sports bar. That's number one, since you're talking about, late
Well,
night.
I mentioned one specific sporting event.
Well,
How many TVs?
yeah,
Wait.
let me finish.
I was looking.
And this is not exclusively indoors, there's a patio or a deck.
Well, it is exclusively indoors, but there is a patio space which we stipulated with the residents to close at 10 PM.
Okay, and it is a large venue, over
right.
75.
Yes.
And that's
So
a
this
concern.
presents
It's
quite
large
a few
venue.
issues.
It is over 3 floors, so it's not one big
Right.
space.
Well,
But again, in terms of traffic,
The real issue,
And it has dancing.
You can strike the dancing.
uh,
The dancing will-
dancing's always an issue.
We're
but-
not dancing.
But the real issue, and it is what happens when there is this spill out into the street. And you can't control the marauders that come around and scream in their neighborhood, in my neighborhood, I'm in the financial district. And we have Stone Street. And it is a constant issue of everybody out at night, and that's a real problem for us. So we all want to be understanding, but there are limits, and we have to figure them out. You're not going to get a whole
Well, so if I.
for the first year.
at least for the first year.
As far as those limits, like I said, we met with the condo board.
I understand.
Proposal was revised from 4 AM to 1 AM during the week, 4 AM on the weekend, which they're comfortable with. As far as the marauders, as you call them outside, we are happy to stipulate that we'll have security and front house staff ensure that we keep people quiet, orderly, filter people out, and try to maintain order to the extent we can.
My concern as a resident, more so than, a member of this panel or board, is that John Street is about this wide, right? From the whole thing, right? From water to Broadway. And so if you could have 500 people, 4 o'clock in the morning, where are they gonna go? where they're gonna go, where their car is gonna go, their Ubers, their Lyfts, and how do those of us that live there deal with that? That's my concern, because I know that there is like a desire to have that type of place, and that used to have Nelson Blue, right? That was
Nothing over.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm from there, I know.
I've lived there for years myself. I know the neighborhood too.
Yeah.
My office is down there. I live at 5 John 99.
Right.
201. I've been around.
Bitch.
Yes, just want to, so you're considering the weekends, Friday and Saturday, because on the application, they kind of included Sunday as part of the weekend hours. So just to stipulate, just to make the, just thinking.
In terms of stipulations, we are committed to the representations we made to the condo board, which.
Is there a traffic?
So it's Sunday, are you considering that a weekday or a
No, it's a
weekend?
weekday.
Okay, so another, just a question, taking you at your word, I'm sure that the letter is wonderful. Did the condo board agree that they have no problem with having a DJ till 4 AM?
I can give you the proposal and the letter.
No, it's just, I'm taking you at your word,
Well,
because that's because more than I mean, I'm a proponent of the arts, more than almost maybe anybody here. But when I come home after work, whatever time, I do want to have a, relaxing, I want to be able to sleep. So like when I see DJ till 4 AM, that's more of a red flag to me than even if I see some background music or live music or something like that. So
I will tell you that in the letter to the condo.
yes, sir.
I don't see specific language about a DJ. However, I do see amplified music within the premise during all hours of operation.
All right, because sometimes like the DJ to me is more, even though some of the other people in the community, that's more of a red flag, because if it's background music, you don't need to pay somebody to press it.
No, for sure. Well, you guys want to talk about?
Sure. We need to contextualize the venue a little bit, because we're not interested in 4 AM DJs. We don't want that.
No, but that's what this application would allow.
We're actually, the 4 AM is not a standard operating procedure for us. It's to give us that optionality. Because the reason we're doing the venue, I migrated here in 2009, Nick migrated in 2010. We're both from the city of Melbourne in Australia, and I came up working in pubs in Australia. And they're a little bit different to American bars. So they perform a lot of functions, like we're opening all day on the weekends, because they're family spaces, we want to offer food, and we're really hoping this can be the hub for Aussie culture here in New York. My first job when I got here in 2009, I came out to be the general manager of the Australian, which was a pub on 38th Street between 5th and 6th. It had a 13-year run there. And at one stage in 2011, early in our time here, there was 6 Australian bars or 6 Australian pubs in New York, 1 in Queens, 1 in Brooklyn, 4 in Manhattan. None of them survived. And the Australian was the major casualty when it closed, COVID. And so it was 2 years ago, Nick has done incredible stuff in hospitality in America with Bluestone. I have 6 venues here now, all licensed in Brooklyn and the city. And 2 years ago, we were kind of bemoaning the absence of these Aussie cultural hubs for our community and for us, really, in New York. And then we took the judgment, well, let's do it ourselves. Let's have a crack and do it ourselves. We spent the better part of 2 years to find this location, and we had a few criteria. We had like our dream criteria, but we're both experienced in the neighbourhood. So we've got extensive experience in CB2, CB3. We know what coming with a 4 AM license. Like, we're not naive to these processes. So the Trading Post site ticked a lot of boxes for us. There was a 4 AM precedent there, so we've been licensed there before. Our landlord was actually operating it there back on the Yankee Clipper in the 80s, and he was telling a story about back in the 80s. It's excellently soundproofed. We've reviewed it, the work done. It was built by a general contractor or redone by a general contractor to be the Trading Post. There are a lot of Aussie elements and touches where it really works for us as a venue. So we were really diligent in finding the right kind of space. Our biggest concern was the residents of 170 John. Just in our experience of running venues, I have guests upstairs from Chinese Tuxedo and Peaches. We met with them, we spoke about the experience of Trading Post, we kind of wanted to hear their concerns and whatnot. They haven't had noise problems in the past with Trading Post. And then the reason the 4 AM was important to us is, as Joseph said, is that time difference. So this year's been unusual because there was the Women's World Cup, was hosted in Australia. Australia went mad for it, but the games were kicking off at midnight and 2 AM There was no.
Can I make a suggestion, Susan and Francis, just like kind of the analogy is when you have to give the, like the special events. So I would be willing to, like, because the time difference doesn't happen all year. But if there's, you know, the World Cup, the rugby match, the, you know, whatever, maybe like a certain amount of like, instead of making
Buyouts
black and
or-
white. You know,
That would be a buyout.
They're not buying.
no, they're not, no, but I'm saying.
But you're saying on
the same-
special event
The same,
nights.
the same, like, so that there's the World Cup,
We
or
allow
there's
them.
the FIFA or the rugby or whatever. So then like a certain amount, like the same analogy that we do with the buyouts and special events, but they're not special, they're not buyouts. So that they have like, let's say there's the FIFA, those March 25th to the 30th, so they have till, you know, the hours of the game. But that doesn't give them to have like for the whole year, but there's like some type of understanding so that it protects the neighbors, but it also, you know, doesn't give them carte blanche, but at least satisfies that.
And it's not just the building.
It's other neighbors, or someone saying.
Petition signatures, we
Well,
got.
I saw the building. I don't doubt your veracity.
Yeah.
That's not the issue.
We're across the road from the park, there's no residents across the road.
I would like to work something. I am loath.
Can we talk about the traffic? I mean, because I'll be honest, I care a lot less about 4 AM than I do about 500 people being on John Street.
Yeah, but you got South Street too, though.
South Street.
Oh, well, you know what? That's getting ready to get wrong.
What do you think?
Right, but I'm saying like,
Push people up to Water Street.
you know, when you're talking about Brooklyn and Queens, I mean, those are the places that I tend to go to. Like I leave John Street, I leave Gold Street, and I go to Brooklyn and Queens, because then I can get street parking, or I can get, you know, doesn't matter if I call it Uber, I'm not bothering anybody, or I can go to a parking lot. This is a very small block, a very narrow block, that one car can barely fit down the block. There's no room to pull over and, you know, be double parked there while, you know, you're waiting for your client to come out of the building to get into the Uber. There's none of that. So that's my concern. Otherwise, I really wouldn't care, to be honest with you.
Well, I do, but I have all of you here. So I need to hear from Gabby and Bernard, and I would, my resolution on this would be that I would try to figure out something to give them around the special events, the World Cup or the Aussie things. If it were one a month, I could live with that.
But can we hear what's gonna happen
One
with
night,
the
one
traffic?
night,
I want to still give them a package.
one night a month or one?
No.
It's like Australian Opens year is every year, right? Is that something you guys would want to be open late for?
Australian Open is.
That's 2 weeks, right?
Test match cricket, there's
Right.
the Australian Football League finals, there's the Rugby League finals. There's nowhere there's 25,000 Australians live in New York City, and there's right now nowhere to go.
Yeah.
When the Women's World Cup, the best player, women's soccer player in the world was Samantha Kerr. Samantha Kerr came and inspected the venue because there was nowhere for Australians to go and celebrate watching the Matildas. When Australian plays in the US Open tennis, there's nowhere to go afterward. So really, we're doing this because we feel indebted that the city's been so great to us. And we don't have any interest in running a venue and dealing with people that have been, you know, out really late. But we don't want to kick them out halfway through a game and
Yeah.
say, sorry, and then they go, well, where do I watch
But
it?
you know, after a victory, I mean, with good things, and 500 people come out like, you know, like that, there would be some residential pushback, so there has to be some give and
Well,
take.
Of course, and I agree with you. We've talked about this and, you know, we had this conversation in the hall before we came in here and as these gentlemen said, they have no interest in running a venue till 4 AM, 7 days a week. They want to just be able to capture those special dates. So I think your idea is a good.
So maybe not one a month, but not like.
No, but if
not
there's,
50.
if there's a way that we can capture, you know, giving them the ability to stay open later for these events, and we could probably give you guys a list of those. So you understand like what they are, so we're not, you know, we're not making up events every day.
How many big events do you think?
Give us-
That sounds good.
It can't be
Once or
open.
twice a month or?
So in a regular year, it would have been something like 10 or 15 dates a year, and that we could put on the calendar. Very special events, so us hosting the Women's World Cup, Australia has applied for I think it's the 23rd.
So you're saying between 10 and 15 a year? You're saying between 10 and 15 a year?
10 or 15 in a regular.
Susan,
Oh, but I would-
That makes perfect sense. If they can give you a calendar of the specific events that they want to be open for, it doesn't matter if it's, 10 or 15. If they can specifically tell you which dates and events they want to be open for, I'd be in agreement. But I also, isn't this, when we were the financial committee, when we were, reviewing liquor licenses, isn't this the same location that all the neighbors came out protesting about? It must be a completely different group of people living above them now, if they all agreed to 4 o'clock in the morning.
Across the street from Imaginary Park.
I do.
Yeah, it's across the street from the kids' park, exactly. And there's a hotel around the corner. And there are people that live under, on, what is it, Front Street and on,
Pat, you're right.
yeah.
That's what district, way back with you, yeah, there was an issue about this,
Still an issue.
about
Give
this,
us-
That time
this
moved back
location,
to
but
France with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
the
pandemic.
the condo was, yeah, obviously it's different.
So I think Gabby, thank you. I like Gabby's, she suggested a number. I would say if they're willing to go with the number, we would give you maximum 15 during the year for these venues, and you can stay till 4 a.m. But you must give up. I'm loath. I'm
But only
loath
if the
to
offer
this,
wins.
but I'm willing to do this, and you have to present us, you have to figure out
Give you notice.
how you're gonna give a plan and how you're gonna at least try to ensure, you can't do it all, that the community at 4 a.m. in the morning is not gonna have 300 drunk people.
500.
That's 500.
So I will tell you that, at least in my experience of trying to do this, what we can do is we can give the board notice, we can give our residents notice of these dates in advance so that they're prepared for it, we're prepared for it, we're gonna work with them actively. And again, we will engage with, whatever security company or consultant we're gonna need to ensure that we are really monitoring the exiting at the end of the night, because we understand that is the pain point.
So the other 350 days of the year, what do you propose, Susan?
Well, I certainly would propose, much earlier closing on, Francis after that. I don't know.
So 1 a.m. during the week is what we spoke to the condo board about, and
That's fine.
if that's okay, can we call Friday and Saturday?
Monday through
I'm
Thursday.
referring to the people that live in that area. I live in.
Till 2?
So 2 on Friday and Saturday?
And it's Sunday when we got unless it's a weekend night, Sunday's gotta be.
Down, no problem.
We don't think we'll do any action after 11 o'clock.
Okay, fair enough. Even I can't stay, even though I'd like.
So what is it?
I mean, Sunday would be like, right, because that would be Monday afternoon, and so it's usually,
So-
even Australian Open starts on a Monday, right? But-
But they're saying 11 o'clock on Sunday,
Yeah.
so they're agreeing.
Yeah, okay, all right, so
So
that's, we're
on,
not
for
missing.
the 20,
They
we're
are
giving you,
thinking-
what did we say, 15, right? Gabby?
Yep.
15 venues till 4 a.m. Try to give us a notice, we'll do whatever. We're gonna give you Monday to Thursday till 1 a.m. and, Friday and Saturday till 2 a.m.
And Sunday, 11.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, where the cars going to go?
Well, they're gonna give us a plan for those events. Listen, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I wish I could tell
Because the
you.
traffic plan is supposed to come with large venue. We're supposed to
You'll
get
have to
that.
give us a traffic
We'll
plan.
get you a traffic.
And Mariama will haunt me if we don't
We'll
get a
get you a
traffic.
traffic. Look.
So I would want to drop off, pick up what you're gonna do. And don't rely that they're all going to the subway.
When you waste it at 4 a.m., you don't go to the subway. You
Oh,
go
I
from that location.
So get it to us for the board.
To the end of next week.
Next week.
No problem.
Right? So, I know, Karen, do we have a resolution?
Okay, but I think we probably do.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? You got it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna,
Don't make us regret it,
Good
please.
Good
I'm
day.
gonna,
That's very
Good
good.
day. Good day.
I'd
Yeah,
like to.
I I visited the Australian once or twice, I liked it, so please.
Not
a British football
Yeah,
Let's go.
Yeah, well, that's funny. Premier League, it was lots of Aussies that play in Premier League. Yeah, the best coach. It's Griffin. Oh, it's no. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So next spring, we have a host here.
If you lose, then you gotta close early.
Rugby fans are you?
I know.
Australia leads football.
So
No,
that's.
it looked worse than it was.
Those guys are crazy. Those guys are crazy.
Okay, whatever.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
We both look built for it.
Thank you.
All right, here we go, we're gonna get out of here. So we have, 69 New Street. Are you here?
It's in between, it's one's parallel.
Just want to know if you're gonna be able to make it
Back
go.
alley by the.
That's a dead street there.
Exchange place.
Yeah, it's perpendicular to the street.
What's the word?
Come on,
Which one is this, Susan?
69 New. It's right here where I go.
There's a couple schools there, though.
That's cool.
With parents and whatnot. maybe.
It's only, it's beer and wine.
Yeah, those, you're not a big fan.
Saria.
Okay,
I know where it
Wine
is.
view.
I see. Yeah, and that is where all the parents go after, like, all the school meetings and
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't have any trouble with
Nine
it.
o'clock? Yeah.
Yeah, second.
All in favor? Go. Thank you for coming. Sit down around here. Actually,
You know where the bull is? You know where the bull is? It's like Broad, just like a block over from there. Yes, small street.
The NPA has the, the stone fruit.
Yes.
All right, any other renewals?
We done?
Yeah.
I would like to come up, talk to us, please. I would like to say that Roger Byron was a big patron of this restaurant. And, I don't know the hotel.
I
but
have
know
too.
the restaurant, and I've gone there as
Which one
well.
is this?
Where is that?
Prego.
Which one? Which restaurant?
It says the
Felice, 15 gold. He was.
So, I don't have.
For renewal, we asked for a waiver of the 30-day notice due to a late notice on the
I made you come in.
and you made us come in.
I did.
We're happy to do so. We appreciate the accommodation. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, it's good luck to you. See you later. Very nice.
Great night. Thanks very much.
What is this?
Feliz.
Oh, Felipe. Felice.
It's very good. What's the bar?
Do you like salmon?
Really? I'll try it.
Yes.
Oak Street.
Are we done? Are we finished?
Not finished, we have one more, they're finished. We have 21 days.
You know what, I just
Come
pizza.
back.
Does?
We do, online. Good night.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
What?
Cool.
She'll put it on.
I don't know what I did with the thing.
Me either.
Which one is this?
21 Days Street from last month.
We don't have-
I got excited and packed up. Oh, it's not here.
You guys get a email?
I
don't even remember this.
Oh, I remember that it was missing stuff.
Legends Hospitality.
This is the bank building?
The 20,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, preaching.
And what, Karen, what do you have for us?
We
So
were
we-
approved last month, but when we signed the stipulations, we needed to clarify out the hours that we want the events to run to. So our normal hours are 10 to 10, and we had an exception for occasional events, and we're hoping that it's okay that the events would go till 12 o'clock. If we had the occasional events, it can go up to 12 o'clock.
How many buyouts? This was another large venue, right? 599 people?
We had we limitation on the full buyouts, and how much was it, Alex? Do you recall? I just had the form up.
It was 48 per year on the buyouts and uncapped during the month of December.
4 months.
Museum in the old Republic.
21st century building, correct.
Well, it was a bank before it was Century Freddie.
It was my first bank, East River Savings.
Yep, I was there too.
Yeah.
Where I opened my first checking account.
In my Christmas club.
So,
Weren't we supposed to have a traffic plan also?
we do, we turned in the traffic plan, and so we're going to work with the community to make sure that traffic doesn't become an issue. We do One World Observatory right now, Yankee Stadium, Low Boathouse. We have a real interest in making sure that our brand stays well received within this particular community, and we work really hard at it. We've been in this community for, gosh, it's been about 10 years at this point.
And they had an official capacity of over 600, but we agreed that it would be below.
Actually, it's over 1,000, but any buyout we do, I think we split it in half, and it was agreed upon per resolution that the buyouts would be limited. They would split to about half. We're hoping that,
So
again.
we agreed to less than 600, so you wouldn't do a cabaret license.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to do cabaret, yes, yes.
Less than 600 people.
So why they came back was for the exemption for occasional events on the hours of operation, because that wasn't discussed at the meeting. Everything else, like the traffic plan, et cetera, was discussed prior to the resolution, but nothing was discussed about the occasional events, and they never put what time they wanted those occasional events for, so that's why they had to come back today.
Well, let's talk about sanitation too? Or was that not them?
Okay, this is the only thing they're coming back for.
So what are you asking for on the special events?
12 o'clock?
Yep.
What? 12 o'clock. And how many, are we talking about 48?
Correct.
Yeah, yes.
That's what we know. No.
That's like 4 a month, every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
No. Every week and you take off. So, 52 weeks a year. You can't do that.
They could have, in the holiday seasons, it could be like 5, 6 days in a row because they didn't have anything in like February or March.
No, that's too much. It's too much, guys. We just.
Yeah. We can also, we're fine capping them to 4 per month, just, you know, to your point about, you know, stacking them, you know, throughout the year.
That's 40. I don't know about your math, but my math says 4 a month is 48.
Yep.
That's
The Costello routine.
No, we can't do it. We just can't do it. And I think we have to figure out how this is gonna work before we agree to such a large amount. And you'll have more at certain times than other times. So I would say that,
2 a month?
is that okay? We'll give, we're gonna cut it in half.
Clarification,
What?
they already have the 48 buyouts in the last resolution, so.
We do, yes.
But they have those buyouts at the regular hours.
So we could give you 24.
Of the total 48.
Of the total 48.
Or later out. 24 could be later.
At 12. That's
Yeah,
very,
that's fine. Can we still stay uncapped in the month of December as agreed upon in our previous meeting?
That's already on resolution. You already agreed to that. Both sides agreed to that already.
We agree.
That was voted on already.
How many do we vote? Did we say they?
Uncapped as in they could have 30 in December, or?
No, we didn't say.
I thought what we were meaning to do was saying they could use their total number of
Yeah.
events however they wanted. So if they wanted to put them all in December, then fine.
Yeah.
But not that we're just giving them unlimited plus 48 others. Okay.
You have 48 in general.
In
And
total.
we have here. All right, if you want to use 8 of those in December, you can. But we're only going to allow you to use 24 till midnight of that whole 48.
So out of the 48 events, 24 of them we can extend past 10 p.m. till midnight, and then we can remain uncapped in the month of December as long as it remains under the 48. rule.
The 48 maximum.
Yeah, uncapped up to, you can't go past the number we gave you. Alex.
The 48, correct.
Yes. So if you wanted to do, instead of 4 in December, you want to do 6 or 8, we're not saying you can't do that, but you only can do 24 to midnight through the whole year.
And then total still staying at 48.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds reasonable to me. Thank you.
Can we vote on this? I have to recuse myself.
Second.
All right, all in favor? I recuse.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Hope to see you at the museum.
Okay,
Are you in favor?
Yeah, I voted in favor.
thank you, Karen. And I should have recused myself on the big one.
Okay.
Oh, it's, what did they say?
Change your vote.
I changed my vote, just this one, yeah. Yeah, last month.
History.
Oh, I can change that out.
Right. Can we make an addendum? Well, something.
Are we
Last month?
done?
Oh, we already voted on those minutes.
Then remind me.
Who else refused? Anybody else refused?
No.
No, just me. I just have a family member.
Oh. Are we done for the evening?
We are done. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank you, really for the whole business of cannabis. It's a terrible thing we're stuck with. And I find that it is really an infringement. I, who in my youth did my
Fair share.
fair share, but it is, are no controls on it.